My Lords, in just 6 months, Labour has morphed from casual indifference towards the farmers who grow the barley, for our noble friend Lord Roborough, and the communities who act as our custodians of our landscapes, towards outright hostility. Now, you will know from my register of interests that I have farming interests, but I am principally involved in the fertiliser industry, which sits at the start of the food chain and is part of a very large economic ecosystem in the stakes alongside machinery dealers, dairy engineers, animal feed manufacturers, as well as the more esoteric artisan trades like ditchers, drainers, fencers and thatchers, just to name a few. The government's hostility to these people isn't just felt by farmers, but it's felt in the trading estates that surround every market town in Britain, mostly through these family-owned businesses. Now, we know, we've just heard, it's taken DEFRA to tell the Treasury how to count the number of farmers correctly, but neither DEFRA nor the Treasury has stopped to consider those wider ecosystem businesses, which are the true multipliers of rural prosperity. Now, Labour's fundamental misunderstanding how the real economy works has perversely and disproportionately affected the shires, where 90% of businesses employ 10 people or less. And the business property relief plans particularly discriminate against tenant farmers, the most dynamic and entrepreneurial of farmers who live by their wits without the cushion of inherited land. As our noble friend Lord Roborough says, business property relief isn't a loophole, it's a feature of our economy. Now, Labour has precipitated a countryside cash flow crisis by the summary suspension of SFI, with the result that artisan craftsmen must have to wait longer to be paid. Astonishingly, the scaling back of elms has made nature-friendly farming approaches economically unsustainable. Only now intensification can prevent a small fortune being made by starting with a big one. And the effects of VAT and business rates on private schools are hollowing out our rural market towns, where the school is often the largest employer. And the cook, the cleaner, the groundsman, not highly paid people, are being let go. But alongside this economic illiteracy, I detect something more sinister afoot in the new planning measures. For buried away in the Finance Act, we saw provisions that agricultural property relief could only be available to schemes operated by the environmental schemes operated by the state. You see, in Labour's world, there can be no room for private sector innovation in the delivery of environmental goods, where Britain has demonstrated substantial comparative advantage. Now, Labour's solution is to reward the deeply conflicted enemies of growth at Natural England, with monopoly operating powers alongside other powers to confiscate land in pursuance of their activist agenda. Who knew that the socialists wanted the state to own all the factors of production so badly? But I should know, because I've had to deal with Natural England as a leader of a council. I expose them as selectively quoting and misrepresenting academic evidence they say supports their views, but doesn't. They capriciously chop and change their minds on a whim. They stand in the way of progress and innovation by mendaciously and spitefully placing every obstacle in the way of councils and others who have been forced to step in to do the work they and the Environment Agency are paid to be doing, but aren't. They are unaccountable, yet place unaffordable burdens on business, stop the building of affordable homes in our rural families, and have driven many small builders to the wall. My Lords, I have read the Corrie report, published yesterday, and I regret to say there could not be a less appropriate body than Natural England to be given this important work or to be awarded trusted status, for by their actions they have forfeited that trust. My overwhelming fear is now that the government will be nationalising nature by becoming the sole regulator, financier, inspector, confiscator and operator of environmental schemes, jacking up charges to support a bloated bureaucracy whilst acting as judge and jury of what only they deem to be acceptable. Now, I welcome suggestions to realign the overlapping cat's cradle of regulators that holds back ambition, but we will need more than a rewriting of guidance to remove the dead hand of the state that acts as a drag anchor on progress, innovation and growth in the shires. Only a complete rewiring will do. My Lords, whether it is by their economic, social or environmental policies, Labour may think they're attacking farmers in a class war, but it's ordinary working people in family firms in the wider rural economy who are caught in the crossfire of their culture clash. The effect is to damage the long-term rural economy and the landscapes we should all strive to enhance.
Yeah.